In today's video, I'll talk about my favorite floating soft silicone lures. As you can see, I have quite a selection and I will cover every single one of them. And what it is a floating lure really? So that's a lure that is made out of TPR material, and it means that it's super stretchy. And also it floats in the water on its own, and if you mount it onto a jig head, it will be standing up. If it will be a different rigging, then it might be the situation, or you might have a situation where the lure will be kind of separated from the weight and kind of floating quite a bit off the deck.
Absolutely inhaled it. Oh man.
And since the silicone is, so stretchy, it's very tough. Even though, as you can see, it's super soft, but it's tough. When it comes to fish being able to bite it in half or just destroy it, rip it off to shreds. You see, very, very rarely it will happen when you are using TPR or floating lures, and you will get a situation where the fish will bite off, the, let's say, a claw, or bite it in half, or just you miss a bite and it will be kind of ripped. It just never happens because this material is, as I say, very, very tough, even though, like, visually, it's super soft. The only disadvantage when it comes to these floating TPR lures is that the material itself, the TPR, reacts with non-TPR soft lures, and they kind of fuse, melt together, and you can't ruin if you don't, you can't ruin your lures if you do not know that and you slap them together. But as soon as you have this information, you will keep them separate and you'll be able to enjoy all the benefits from these floating lures. Okay, let's start with this one, I guess. So as you can see, this lure is an active one. Those claws, they do have kind of a little shape. So meaning that when you are retrieving it, at speed, those two claws will be kind of going up and down. And just look at all the details. Eyes, extra claws, extra swimmers, antenna. Also it had this slit for the offset hook. Really awesome lure. Caught plenty of massive perch on this one. Silicone is fantastic, and also the silicone is infused with some sort of a scent or smell. Then another one. This is my favorite of late. Just look at all them details. Again, when fishing is not very good, when fish are not biting very well, this one is just insane. Plenty of details. Those, like that are kind of pointing away from retrieve's direction, so meaning that they will create micro kind of vibrations under the water. Really, really cool lure. Free, like, bigger legs or whatever, or claws, call them as you wish. It has even small eyes, and this color, like rotten carrot I call it, it looks awesome. And really, perch especially just go mental for this color and this, lure in general. Love it. Then we got this crayfish. Just look at all the details. It's insane. Again, eyes, 6 legs, all those kind of rings here just to imitate, crayfish's tail. Looks awesome, right? Again, has a slit for the offset hook, antenna, and again, this is an active lure. As you can see, it has those little pedals, meaning that those claws will go up and down when retrieved. This is kind of very aggressive looking crayfish, and quite often you won't catch small fish on these. At least I don't think I ever had. If I would get a bite, it would be nice big chunky perch. Oh yeah, very cool crayfish. The other one is a copy of Z-Man baby goat. It's a simple looking lure. Again, it's an active lure, so it has those two claws, if you will, that would kind of produce tiny little vibrations when retrieved a little bit quicker. And this particular model has plenty of salt in the material itself. Very, very cool lure. It seems like piece lures are very good when fishing is not very, good. So when the fish are inactive, so quite often these ones would trick them. Really good lure. Then another, I don't even know whether it's a crayfish or what, but it has lots of, big, well, not big, like medium, I would say, legs that are all active. So it has five active limbs, if you will. So as you can see, every single one has little paddle at the end, and then we have this kind of curly tail at the end. It's a chunky like lure when it comes to main body, It's quite flat, and it has good, slits from both sides for the offset hooks. Caught awesome big perch on these, and some big pike too, actually, and quite a few. So these are awesome lures. Now let's talk about the worms. Basically, those are very cool worms, as you can see. When you kind of rig them onto the jig head, and when you kind of bounce it slowly along the bottom, this kind of tail just, I don't know, waves slowly. It's very, very cool. A few sizes. So yeah, if you like Z-Man TDRs, try out these. These are super cool lures. And they are quite, heavy when it comes to the weight. So you can cast them on their own when topwater fishing for chub, for example, just with a single hook. Works really well. I caught some massive chub, on these lures. Another worm, this one, just look how soft it is. It's insane. Plenty of details. Again, if you like, kind of worm imitations, there aren't many that are better than these ones. Again, they do have a slit, nice, very nicely done, for the offset hook, if you can see it. Really good lures. And silicone is infused with a scent too. And then when it comes to shads, just look at this one. Really cool shad. It has some details here, just to create micro vibrations. Really deep and good slot for the offset hook. Nice big tail. And these ones, they do produce quite a bit of roll action, when you retrieve them a little bit quicker. They are super tough, super tough. But again, quite a bit, of silicone, meaning, that they will float very, very well. That's a classic fluke shape. As you can see, I have in two sizes. I believe this one is 11-12 centimeters. Very well done, the deep slot for the offset hook. But again, it does not need to be an offset hook because it has plenty of, meat, if you will, around where the jig head would go as well. So it mounts or fits onto just simple jig heads very well as well. And the smaller one is, I believe, like 7 centimeters long, super stretchy, both of them. So yeah, I caught quite a few Zeds on these bigger ones. It's a good shape, Well, fluke is well tested, well received by the anglers shape, So I guess I will finish up this video whilst holding two of my favorites in my hand here, and I will say this, I will leave links below in the description for every single lure I talked about, and you will be able to, choose your colors for your waters, and I'm pretty certain you will catch plenty of fish on these lures, and you will be very impressed with the quality you are getting, for not a lot compared if you would go into any tackle shop and just would, try to match what I shown. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Over and out.